Yeah,
So, okay.
absolutely.
There's another question. You have another? Here we go. Let's move over here because we've got just a couple of minutes left.
Yes, part of this conversation we're having is maintaining the tech, but also how to grow it. And I'm really concerned about one of our advantages of our state is our population and our diversity, but yet we have low-income communities where 40% of the population are not connected to the internet, where there's a big digital divide. So I was wondering how you could address that from both a policy perspective and from public-private partnersons that we could grow on.
Well, you were talking about that just now.
I mean, I think it's really, it's one part advocacy, one part awareness. I don't think people are aware of that. I think everybody thinks that everybody goes home to a cable modem and has an always-on connection, and that's, you know, it is a problem. It's a massive problem, especially for guys like us that are looking to hire, especially Sony that wants to hire from those places that may have, like we keep talking about that next year. So I mean, you know, I think, again, in the real solution, look, we've gone over them, right? It's everything from policy to community, really.
The interstate highway system was a federal government initiative,
Yeah.
and that's how we got there.
But let me tell you how bad it
I don't
is.
know
At the
how we can
Central
fix this without
Library
that.
at night, kids who live downtown or who are homeless huddle by the doorway so they can pick up the signal from the library on their laptops because they have no other way of getting it.
Right.
And that is a bad state of affairs when you have kids trying to do their homework
Yeah.
and this is an
Yeah.
impediment to them.
Yep.
No, it's-
Another question over here.
I actually wanted to follow up on that question and also one that Jay mentioned, community colleges. If you look at, just in Los Angeles County, you have 400,000 community college students. These, and there's a lot of raw talent there, but these kids don't get access to the experience, the work experience, the industry experience that almost all of you have said is a prerequisite for you hiring anybody. So how do you take these kids, and these same kids from these low-income communities, if they were from there are a sizable number of them that if they were from middle-class communities, they'd go to UCLA, they'd go to Stanford, they'd go to other places, but they can't because they have to work. So how do we develop that pathway that gets them to where you'd consider them? Because they have the talent, they just don't have the experience.
I have a bit of a taboo answer to that for this conference, so I apologize. But for us, look, for everything that we mentioned, and I think, look, why hide from the truth, right? Part of the reason we based out of Las Vegas is cheaper housing, right? We've got great internet, and it's a wonderful place for us to start an incubator, which we haven't announced yet. So this is friendly room. We're all under friend-DA right now. So for us, we understand. For esports, we need people from sports, lawyers. To your point, it's an entire industry that's burgeoning, that's explosive, and that is really on sort of like this rocket ship. So for us, we have to fill the void. So our entire first floor is an incubator for people like that to find, like, do you have an idea you want to try in esports? We didn't have an opportunity to get help. We had to kick, fight, and scream for every inch. Let's help you find that pathway. So I think really it boils down to, and you said it earlier, to start the whole thing off was incubators. I mean, I think that you can't have enough of them, and you also can't start them early enough. Forget high school, go earlier and earlier, to both of your points, where you'll be surprised at what these kids are going to come up with. So I think really it's breaking, like, being from Pittsburgh, Pennsylvania originally, every Sunday you got to watch the Steelers or you're excommunicated, and that's it. And you don't play video games because those are going to rot your mind, right? So, all of these things, to your point, that were the wrong thing to say. So I think that, breaking that, having field trips to Sony would blow minds and inspire. Yeah.
So-
Well, I'm sorry, we're going to have to leave it there. I want to thank the
10
tech
seconds.
staff.
Just 10 seconds.
All right.
So very quickly.
They take it out of my hide, so make it fast.
All right. So very quickly, I love the point that Sean brought up. In my view, what I'd love to see at some future point is a partnership between the community colleges, the companies in question, right? And those communities where the students are underserved, to where we now have an internship program that is subsidized, where the students in community colleges can then find gainful employment, even if it's just for 6 weeks or 3 months at these places.
Okay, I want to thank the panel, if you please, and the tech staff that made this possible. And thank you all for coming to the conference.
Thank you, Pat.
Thank you, Pat.
Thanks, Pat. Great job, Pat.
Thank you.